Hey fellow Force users, what is up? It's Jasmine, the AhsokaTanoFan. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So guys, we are heading into episode 5 now of Kenobi, aka the penultimate episode, next week being the finale. I read your comments as always. I love hearing your thoughts and your predictions and what you thought so far of the series, especially in the last episode. I saw what some of you were saying about Reva and the tomb scene and just general things like that. One of you actually commented on my Instagram something interesting, which was that one of the people that we might have seen in the tomb, the woman, could have been O'Shea Jackson Jr.'s wife. I actually kind of like that theory because he did mention that his wife was Force sensitive and the Inquisitors got her, so it's possible maybe that could have been her. I was also reading online some of the things people were saying about the series so far, and I also kind of wanted to address that before we head into today's reaction. I've definitely enjoyed the show so far. It's given us a lot, but I read some fair criticism, I think, and I wanted to run it by you guys. Some people were saying that they feel a little bit misled by the series because they feel as though when it was first advertised, they were under the impression that we were going to get a lot of Obi-Wan and Vader, specifically Hayden, and even some Clone Wars flashbacks. And instead, it's been mainly about Reva, the third sister, and Leia. And I've had some time to think about it. You guys let me know what you think. I think the criticism might actually be a little bit fair in this case. As much as they've given us a lot of story and a lot of cool moments, I am kind of wondering if they maybe should give us a little bit more of Hayden and Ewan. Give us maybe some flashbacks, because so far we've only seen Hayden in the Bacta tank and it was very heavily advertised. Yes, Hayden's coming back, he's reprising his role, and I feel like we've barely kind of seen that. And I don't know, we did have 7 seasons of the Clone Wars. At the time of Revenge of the Sith, we didn't have that. So now that we do, I feel like they should be using that a little bit more to a certain extent, but they've definitely placed a lot of heavy emphasis instead on Reva. The more I think about it, it seems more like Reva and Obi-Wan show than it does Vader and Obi-Wan show. I don't know if you guys get that impression too. And Reva, she is a character I'm very intrigued by. I'm curious to know, exactly what happened to her growing up, what happened to her in the past. But if they could find a way to tell us that while also not taking too much away from Obi-Wan and Vader, I think that would really take the show to the next level maybe. And we'll see what happens in this episode as well. We still have next week's episode. That's kind of what I'm thinking. And of course, I love Leia. She's adorable. I love her relationship with Obi-Wan. But we haven't really gotten much Luke, I feel, either. That was something, again, that was heavily advertised in the trailer. They kind of, I feel like, hyped us up. Oh, Obi-Wan and Luke. We haven't got Luke at all. I don't even know if he said a line in this series. So I think it would be nice if we could get a little bit of Luke by the end. Maybe Obi-Wan could just visit him or something like that. Just because if you're going to imply that this is what your show is going to be about, you should kind of bring that into the show and not totally kind of go off in another direction, which I feel like this series has done a little bit. I feel like people thought that it was mainly going to be Vader, Obi-Wan with Clone Wars flashbacks and a bit of Luke, and now they've kind of gotten none of that. So that's my only criticism, I would say. Anyways, you guys let me know what you think. Is that criticism fair from what people are saying online, or do you think that they're overreacting? So anyways, we'll wait and see what happens in this episode. Going forward, now from last episode, we know that Obi-Wan is on the run with Tala. He's joined forces with these rebels, and he's got Leia as well, but we know that Reva put a tracker in the ship, and she almost got herself killed there by the end of last episode by Vader. But the tracker is the only thing that saved her life. We got to see how that all plays out there. I kind of peeked at the thumbnail. It looks like I'm seeing Vader, so we are going to see him in this episode, it looks like. I don't expect that we'll see them duel again though, Vader and Obi-Wan, until the finale, which is next week. So anyways guys, I think I've talked long enough this time. Let's just jump into episode 5 and see what's in store for us.
I won't leave her there.
Let go! Let me out!
Yeah, that was pretty dark.
I'll go with him.
That scene was pretty cool still.
Bring everything you are.
And also, when is the Grand Inquisitor gonna come back? Because he kind of has to. I mean, they gotta address that because we know that he can't die in the series.
It will follow.
Gotta get rid of Lola. Oh shoot, did they bring Leia back home already? Wait, oh my god, is this Hayden?
Oh, there you are.
Oh, look at me. I was talking about, oh, they need to bring flashbacks, da da da. And first scene. Well, that answers that question. Perfect.
Are you?
Jeez. I was talking all that shit and I just got corrected in the first 5 seconds of the episode. Yes, more scenes like that. That is perfect. I already like this episode.
It is my great honor to be invited aboard, Lord Vader.
I am not interested in civilities.
Damn, I gotta be so rude.
He's arriving on Jabim as we speak.
Oh yeah, that's where their station is.
Kneel,
Is he making her Grand Inquisitor?
Grand Inquisitor.
Ho ho ho. Oh, now she's got the badge. So, but does that mean you're not gonna kill my girl anymore? Probably not. But if the real Grand Inquisitor ends up finding his way back, then she's screwed. I'm surprised they wouldn't have thought that though, to check for trackers, but I guess not.
We got her.
Oh damn, does nobody care about Wade? R.I.P. Wade.
Haja?
Oh, he's there.
Right after I saw you, I got into a fight with that scary lady Inquisitor.
Third sister.
But now I know what it feels like being a real Jedi.
Not quite.
This place is a good business opportunity, though.
Did he just say business opportunity? Don't kill me.
We used a no trade route to get them out, but the window's closing. We held it to help you get the kid. We only have a few hours.
That's literally true. You probably only have a few hours before the Empire comes. That scene reminds me of the Clone Wars, the Shattered episode in the final season.
Lock down the facility.
If we seal them in now, they can hold out for days.
Do not question him.
It is not them we need to break.
Vader's smart, man. What's he reading there? All the lightsabers. Does he recognize that lightsaber? Oh no.
Attack next. He hasn't the patience for siege.
How do you know?
It's crazy how they duel with real lightsabers like that. So easy to burn each other.
Mercy doesn't defeat an enemy, Master.
You sound like Johnny Lawrence. Or should I say, John Kreese.
You show your enemy no mercy.
If we defend our position together, then by the time they get inside, we'll be gone.
So they're both trying to outsmart each other. Actually, I can almost see this episode being a parallel to that flashback scene where they're dueling. So they're gonna have that scene going on at the same time as this. And whatever lesson was being taught during that lightsaber duel, it's gonna apply to what they're doing here somehow. Because the Empire is kind of being aggressive, but Obi-Wan's maybe gonna take the less aggressive approach, which is what he's trying to teach Anakin in the flashback. So is he gonna rely on her to bring Obi-Wan in? Or is he gonna do it himself? Damn, she really wants the door open.
Broken. We need the hangar roof open.
That was underwhelming. You try going in the vents to see what's going on?
I'm a little too big to be crawling around in the vents.
I wonder if Leia is going to figure it out.
I'm going to need a ladder.
Oh, she's gonna squeeze through the vent. Ahsoka did the same thing before.
If he's found you, if he's learned of the children, I'll head to Tatooine.
So we might get another Luke appearance.
You know, I was following orders on Gorel. They lied. There were 4 families. We gathered them up.
Oh, shoot. So she sent people to
6 of
their
them
death.
children, and I couldn't do anything to help them. So now I do this. One for everyone I get through.
We're in trouble.
Care to elaborate? That wasn't R2 in the back, was it?
I'll buy as much time as I can.
Talk to her through a hologram, don't go out there. Talk to her through the door. It's an R2 lookalike. Gonna try and read her mind or something?
Knew who Vader was.
Yeah, how did you know?
How did you know that? Too young to have known him.
You were one of the younglings.
Unless you were there. The night of Order 66, you were a youngling. Enough!
We were right, guys. Oh, we're getting confirmation. This was so dark. Okay, good. Another Hayden scene. Perfect.
I thought he was there to help us.
Where's his yellow eyes? They're still good in you, Reva. I feel it.
I played dead, hid with the bodies, and he slaughtered them.
So then you go work for him and help him slaughter more people? Something not making sense.
You're hunting him. Let me help you.
Why would I ever trust you?
Because
Wait. Really?
He was your Padawan. Why didn't you stop him? Why didn't you save us?
That's why she's so angry. Wow, so she's hunting him. But I'm trying to think back to everything she's done. Have all of her actions made sense for someone who wants Vader dead? I guess she wants to get as close to him as possible? Does she want to take his place? That's crazy. That does explain why she's angry though. So I guess her targeting all these people, it's because if she doesn't, she blows her cover to Vader? But Reva, I don't know about this girl. You're killing innocent people though. It might have just been better if you joined with the rebellion.
Are you listening to me? I feel like you're not listening to me.
Would you stop talking?
Oh. So does Vader know who she is? And does he know that she knows his true identity? The way she says no mercy reminds me of Cobra Kai, man. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Don't tell me she's gonna die. No. No, I like that droid too, but Tala. Obi-Wan, you better save her, man. Oh, he's taking the bolts for her, the blaster bolts. Damn. She could play dead, maybe. She's bleeding though. Obi-Wan, seriously. I know it's been a while, but you can't handle 2 stormtroopers? You used to... Oh my god. You used to fight hundreds of droids, man. You can't save her? Oh. No. Oh, no. Damn it. Ah. I don't know how to feel about that. I honestly... Am I being too hard here? How the hell could he not save her? She was right there. Use the force, push everyone to the side, go grab her, drag her through the door. Oh my goodness, Obi-Wan. Ah. That's too bad. I liked her.
Kenobi is already ours.
See? But I mean, they're showing the flashback again. So this scene is... It's paralleled with the events of this episode. I like when they do things like that.
It's over. You can't quit. If you surrender, she died for nothing.
I know, really, Obi-Wan.
No.
Did you just give him your lightsaber?
You want to tell me how you gonna fight without a weapon?
There are other ways to fight.
Oh my god, Obi-Wan. There are other ways, but that is the best way. Oh my gosh. He's kind of annoying me right now. First, he fails to save Tala. Then he surrenders, letting her die for nothing. And what happens when you surrender? You don't think they're just gonna kill all those people now? And you think Haja can use the lightsaber to defend himself? He's not a real Jedi. He doesn't have any lightsaber skills. Obi-Wan. Unless the third sister does something to help him. He better have something up his sleeve.
Lord Vader, you're gonna die soon.
You're not bringing him to me. I'm bringing him to you.
Oh?
But yet,
Does he want her to kill him?
are you gonna let him do it again? What he did to you?
Really? Exactly. You're asking the right questions.
We could end this together.
How are you gonna do that without your lightsaber? Well, I can't imagine this would end well for the third sister, because we know that Obi-Wan can't die here. And we know that Vader can't die here either. Wow. The fighting's amazing.
Your weapon's gone. Your need for victory, Anakin, it blinds you.
Seeing Obi-Wan in the present day, doesn't have a weapon either. So however he wins against Vader here will be how he wins against Anakin in the flashback. Or something similar. What's she gonna do? Try and detonate the place or something? Now she knows something's up. Destroy that thing. I think she wants to blow up the place. Leia saves the day.
Well done.
Where's Tala?
Oh. R.I.P. Tala. You were a real one. What did he drop? Who dropped that? Was that his communication for Bail Organa? Oh. He doesn't even look like he's struggling with that. Oh. Crap. Whoa. Wow, I guess they're not going to be taking off on that ship. Or unless... Oh! They were hiding beside the ship. Uh-huh.
You'll need to prove yourself as your undoing. Until you overcome it, a Padawan you will still be.
Damn. Aww. I love them together. Such a good duo. Oh, she's gonna die right here. R.I.P. Reva. Oh, why would you try that? No. Any chance he lets her live? Are you crazy, bro? She's not giving up. Oh, finally she's using the double-bladed feature. I think one of you made a comment about that. Yes! Oh, ho, ho, ho. Unfortunately, that will not save you. Damn. Oh, he's letting her duel. He's such a G. Oh my gosh. This is interesting. So a duel between Reva and Vader. But he's definitely just toying with her. He's not even trying. Oh, damn. Oh, he has her kind of like how he had Count Dooku. Shit. We know how that ended. Any chance he lets her live because he admires her ambition or something? Or is she dead right now? He must know who she really is. Shit. No. No, Reva. No. Ah. Damn. Ah, this guy knows everything. Damn. Ah!
Hello, third sister.
Wait, so he knew it? He was alive the whole time?
Revenge does wonders for the will to live, don't you think?
Damn. That's true. Darth Maul would agree. Ah.
Leave you where we found you. In the gutter.
What if she's not gonna really die? Damn, they did her so dirty. Maybe Obi-Wan will sense something's wrong, come back for her? She might not really die, because they are planning a spin-off series for her. So either she doesn't die, or the spin-off series is an origin story. Or I heard that anyway, that they were gonna do that.
Hyperdrive is down. They're behind us.
This is like a Last Jedi scenario when they were trying to outrun the Empire in the shuttles. So she's kind of turned good now, isn't she? Oh, she's gonna communicate.
Something's wrong.
Do they sense that she's in trouble?
I'm sure it's nothing.
Oh my goodness. Have your instincts failed you yet, Obi-Wan? Why would it be nothing? Are we gonna see Luke here? There he is. So does that mean... okay, is Vader headed to Tatooine right now? I don't know. Okay. Okay, guys, that was actually a really well done episode. Not gonna lie. I know I kind of had... I was discussing some of the criticism at the beginning of the video, and I think this episode kind of addressed a lot of it. I guess we could start from the beginning. First off, I love that we got to see more hate in this episode. This is exactly what I was talking about before in terms of something they needed to do more of, because it is supposed to be about Obi-Wan and Vader primarily. And so they definitely did a good job this episode at keeping true to that. And I loved how it was a parallel scene, the duel between Anakin and Obi-Wan during what looked to be the Attack of the Clones era, as well as the events of the episode. You see that the tactics that were used during the duel were applied to the whole struggle with the rebels against the Empire. We saw Obi-Wan talk about Anakin's aggression, and we saw Vader was kind of aggressive in this episode. He just basically came in guns blazing, right? And you saw Obi-Wan in the duel talk about how there are other ways to win a fight, and he lost his saber just as he was able to win this fight without the use of his saber. So I kind of liked how those scenes were relevant to one another. It definitely added a lot to the episode while giving us that much needed flashback. As I mentioned in my reaction, I know I'm kind of picky, and maybe this part is perhaps a bit repetitive for me. The only thing I would say in terms of the flashback is, given that it's been 10 years since Revenge of the Sith and Vader still seems a little bit conflicted, I would expect him to have flashbacks of the people that were really close to him, mainly Ahsoka and mainly Padme. In Ahsoka's case in particular, if you watch the Clone Wars season 7, you know that, in the final episode, you saw that it took place years into the future, it looked like. You saw Vader sometime later. Hey, that rhyme. Vader sometime later. But it looked like it definitely could have taken place during the same time this series is taking place, when he picked up her lightsaber. So it's still a little bit weird to me that you have Vader and Obi-Wan, both conflicted people that went through so much together. In Vader's case, Ahsoka was his apprentice, very close to him, and he doesn't even have any flashback with her. It still kind of feels to me like they're ignoring the Clone Wars, which is kind of weird. It's not just me speaking as an Ahsoka fan, it just kind of bothers me in terms of story continuity. Of course, in Revenge of the Sith, it makes sense as to why she's never mentioned, because at the time of the movie, she didn't exist yet. So I understand why she wasn't mentioned there, but now she does exist. I feel like they still could have her in some flashback. Nonetheless, I think it's great that we are getting flashbacks, and like I said, it is primarily Anakin and Obi-Wan's show, so I don't mind that we at least got to see that flashback with them. Yeah, that whole reveal with the third sister and the Grand Inquisitor and the third sister being the younglings, there's so much to unpack there. I know a lot of you guys were saying that you suspected she was one of the younglings in that Order 66 flashback, and we did in fact get this confirmed in this episode. And this was one of my theories as well, which was that the third sister could actually end up turning good by the end, and she definitely seems headed in that direction, provided that she survives, because she obviously got stabbed by Vader there. Yeah, it was revealed that the whole time she was actually hunting him. She wasn't trying to work for him. And that's something I didn't really expect, because I was wondering this whole time, why is she angry? And also, if it happens to do with Order 66 and Vader killing all the younglings, why is she now working with him against the same Jedi that Vader killed? And so now things make a little bit more sense in that regard. The only thing I'll say about Reva though is I'm not sure it makes so much sense that she seemed very much willing to hurt innocent people. You'd think that if she was an innocent youngling herself and she saw her youngling friends get slaughtered, that she wouldn't want to turn around and then do the same thing to others, which she kind of was doing in this episode. So that's kind of the only thing where I'm like, So we'll see. Hopefully going forward, if she survives, she can work with Obi-Wan, help him somehow. You saw her get a hold of that communicator device at the end there, and she overheard what Bail was saying. So I guess maybe she's gonna help out somehow, head to Tatooine or somehow warn Obi-Wan that that's where Vader might be headed and he might know the truth of the children. I don't know. We don't know how much Vader knows exactly, but they did show us Luke at the end there. So, which is really cool. We hadn't seen Luke in some time, so that was nice. So we gotta see what happens there and how that pans out. But yeah, and the Grand Inquisitor is alive and well, looks like. It seems as though Vader knew all along that he wasn't really dead. I guess he was just trying to lead Reva astray. I guess allow her to expose herself as a traitor. You can just tell he's so calculated, so smart, so strategic, and so cold. By the end of the episode there, he just knew everything that she was up to. And he also didn't kill her right away. He broke her blade in half and then gave her the other half. Here, let's duel. That is who Vader is. He's always one step ahead of you, and he kind of likes to toy with you before he kills you. So just kind of speaks to the true villain that he's become. So yeah, I actually felt really sorry for the third sister there. That was the lowest point that we've seen her at this far in the series. And now that we know what she went through and what her true intentions are with Vader, makes you look at her in a different light. No pun intended, now that she's coming over to the light side. I think she is becoming good now. Tala also died. That was really sad. Her death was definitely a way to make the episode more impactful. It's a reminder of the fact that you can't just go against the Empire without a cost. And in this case, Tala was that cost, along with Wade, who died last episode, right? So that was really sad. And the droid basically sacrificed his life to save her as well. She was a real rider, really down with the rebellion cause, and she really put her life in the line time and time again. It's just so sad to see her go so soon. It's too bad that we couldn't see more of her going forward, but I guess she had ultimately served her purpose in helping rescue Leia and helping Obi-Wan and helping to be one of the early, kickstarters of the rebellion. And then he seemed ready to give up by the end there, but then no, in fact, he had a trick up his sleeve, and we saw what happened with the whole ship there. They fooled Vader into thinking they were in one ship, and really they were in the other. So he got the upper hand. He got the high ground yet again, as he did in the duel flashback between him and Anakin, right? You could see Obi-Wan's that kind of person. He relies on the element of surprise a lot. He's not super aggressive. That's how he defeated Anakin in this flashback in this episode. That's how he defeated Vader in this episode. That's how he defeated Anakin on Mustafar in Revenge of the Sith. And that's also how he defeated Darth Maul in The Phantom Menace. That's what makes him a formidable opponent to Vader. They both are kind of very much trying to be a step ahead of the other. And so in this case, Obi-Wan came out on top. Leia had some good moments this episode as well. We saw her. She was the one that discovered that the tracker was indeed on Lola. So it just speaks to her smarts. And I like how she went to the vent there and was able to get everything back on track and fixed. But yeah, guys, overall, I think this was a great episode. As we head into the finale, who knows how this could all pan out. We got a Vader-Reva lightsaber duel this episode. And so next episode is no doubt going to be Obi-Wan and Vader. I wonder if we're gonna get a Qui-Gon appearance now, because he has been referencing Qui-Gon a lot this whole time. Lots to still see potentially in the next episode, so we'll have to just wait and find out how it all comes to an end. Anyways, guys, as always, do let me know what you thought of the episode down below in the comments, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you all next week for the finale of Kenobi. Until next time, guys, take care, see you soon, and may the Force be with you.